Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to the best of 30 Days of Sketches by Christie's Beautiful Life. And this is a sketch that we have today, and it's by Laura Rumble, and it was for the Lottie Loves Paper, and super cute little sketch. And am, I am gonna use it as inspiration. I guess you all heard me say that before. I am going to flip it towards the left so the picture's at the top of the page. And I am going to have kind of sort of waves going down using that die right there, the Pink Fresh one. And I have stencil, and those are that stamp set right there. I stamped them out to make myself some embellishments, and it's Tim Holtz Field Notes, I believe is what it's called. And then I have his blueprints, vintage blueprints, and then the other one's called Mini Glitch. I am using, I think it's tumbled glass, no, broken china, and then milk can. No, it's not a milk can, it's a water can gray. And I've made sure they didn't mix super well. They mixed some on the plastic, but I kept some of it separate so I'd have the two colors in here plus the mixed ones. I thought I'd bring the picture in to see how much is showing, and really all I cared about mostly was the top and the bottom. I figured if some of the rest showed, that would be fine too. And so I didn't add some more and try again. And I'm using this stencil here, and I believe it's Crafter's Workshop. And I'm using, it's an oxide, weathered something, weathered Dane or frame or something, weathered something. And this is where I cut out the uh, Pink Fresh branch, and I do cut them apart, and I have put mixed media splatters on them to start with. I didn't ink them, I put splatters on them. And this one, I put extra paper on each side so I could use it as a stencil. I thought I had one in white, but apparently I didn't, or I couldn't find it one. I might have thrown it away accidentally because, it does look like trash. But uh, I am using this for my waves, and that's, it is wavy on its own. And I'm going from the top of the page down to the bottom with it. And you're not going to get to see parts of it, but you will see enough to know that it represents the waves. Um, my photo, I've matted it in three different cardstocks, and I've distressed them and inked them. And I used that jute right there. I wrapped it around 3 times, and then I made sure I pulled the twine apart so you could tell it was 3. I'm using black soot, and I'm first going to ink it's a north, south, east, and west. And I just kind of wanted it to peek out. I'm going to stamp 2 more on there, and I want the same thing for them. Well, maybe it's just one. No, 2 more. 2 more, and I am going to have them kind of peeking out from everything. You're not going to see much of any of them. And this one here, I should have stamped off on another paper first because it is really dark. But I'm going to get enough on there that you won't tell it near as much. But I wanted to use the black soot because of my black jute there. I did put the photo on foam tape because I plan on tucking some stuff under there. And this is that ribbon from Hobby Lobby. And I think it's called a loose weave burlap. I believe that's what it's called. And it's seasonal. So this one's a green one, so you can probably get it this time of year. Then there's a fall one and a winter one. And I'm just tucking it in a few places around the photo. And here's my pre-made embellishments. I thought I'd make some, and I think they're really cute. And I've had this stamp set for a little while and haven't used it because I kept thinking I'd just make a bunch at once. Well, I finally got around to it. So they're going to stay in the baggie, and I used 2 different cardstocks, and some I mounted on another cardstock and some I didn't. I put staples on there. I used decorative scissors, the ones that are postage stamp edge, and yeah, I use them on there even. And I use my ribbon to slot right there on that one that I'm putting the string into. The punch I used is a 2 slot. Well, it's for ribbon. You go in and out, and you can go all down the page with it. But I wasn't very good at that, just to let y'all know. The punches that are like Fiskars or something do much better. Of course, that one might be a Fiskars one too. I have no idea. I've had a very long time. I decided I better stop and put my title on because, as you can see, it's kind of on the big side. And it says wonderful moments together. And then I'm going to add, not all who wander are lost, and put that down there at the bottom. So it's a kind of long and takes up a good little chunk of space. So I thought I need to get that on there before I get carried away and put too much. So I flip the sketch to the left. I have my photo towards the top. It's a little, you know, well, a little, I guess the bottom of it is halfway, but in my head, I was thinking towards the top. And my title is similar. If I had left it the way it is on the sketch, it would have been going vertically and I wouldn't have had enough room for it to look halfway right. So it is flipped to the opposite way. But, I like more. So now I'm adding more on my layout. And these, that one die set, stamp set of Tim Oates is called Field Notes. So it has like specimen and condemned even, and all kinds of odds and ends stuff, a butterfly. I just don't even know what all. But I am putting bits and pieces on my uh, photo cluster there and doing some layering with them too. And some of them were already layered because, as I said, I made myself some embellishments. And then I cut the pink fresh branch apart. And like I said, I went ahead and put mixed media, and all it was splatters. And I used the Cash Money, I believe it was, from Mr. Huey's. And then I used the blue, which is a powder blue. I sprinkled it on there too. And I also used the chalkboard. So I've got 3 different sprinkles on those leaves. And I cut them apart before I thought of doing that. If y'all take that idea, don't cut the branch apart first. You can snuggle them closer together and use less of your splatters, and it probably wouldn't take as long. I put them down there and I kind of spread them out. That wasn't the best idea. I am tucking the leaves in, but then I'm going to pull out an old Stampin' Up punch, and it has 3 flowers on there, and I'm punching them out twice, so there's 6. And then I'm going to go ahead and end up punching 2 more flowers out. But I use a scrap for the centers, and I will be tucking them in and there, here and there around the branches. My photo is of my 2 oldest grandsons, and we left the house before daylight. They went back to sleep after we left the house, so I had to wake them up when we started getting close. And this is at Big Springs, and it kind of looks all gray back there because the sun was just coming up, and there was like a mist all over the place, a fog, because that water's so cold, and it was a warm, sunny day. And so lots and lots of mist around there. But they had a lot of fun that day. We went sightseeing all day long, and that was our first stop before they even had breakfast. And Jake wants breakfast all the time, right off the bat. But I dressed him, he's so little at the time. I just tucked him in the booster car seat thingy, and he just went right back to sleep. I took some vellum and I put the oxide broken china on it, and then I sprinkled some water on it so it would be kind of a variegated look. It had the light blue and the darker blue, and I'm cutting the tails and the heads off of my dragonflies, and I'm just going to glue them right on top of the wings. Sometimes I don't keep the bottom part of the wing, the one that's originally there. this time I decided to go ahead and keep it and leave it on there, and I'm going to put them on there to represent the butterflies on there, but I'm only going to put 3. I am putting tiny pieces of foam tapes on their wings so the wings will be lifted up from the bodies. And then I'm going to look at my layout and go rogue. I don't feel like I've gone rogue yet. Oh, I forgot. Before I go rogue, I am going to add some dewdrops because, like I said, it's early in the morning. Dew on the grass still, and everything before it gets super hot. And I thought I'd add them around the layout instead of sequins, which I would have, been really tempted to do if I hadn't thought of that. And then I'm going to put a little cluster in the upper left-hand corner because I just felt like it needed it, and it was super hard to resist putting it there. But it's going to be small. I'm not going to make a very big one. And I feel like it helps balance off that super huge title on the bottom right. And I'm using that first thing I put on there is a punch that I've had forever. One of the first things I ever won on YouTube. And then I put, well, it looks to me like uh, what do you call it? Location numbers, like for GPS or whatever. And I put that on there, and it does have a staple in it, and then a branch and a flower, and I'll be done with my layout. So I want to mention that down there below, you'll find that super awesome, great link that Christy made up so that there would be one huge playlist of all the sketches and the layouts created from those sketches. But yeah, make sure you check that out. And here's my layout. It is finished. I don't add anything else. And there's my super big long title. And there's the flower. There's 3 different flowers on that punch. And then you can see the waves going down through there. And yeah, that one long one is the stencil that I made to go with it. Well, scrap that I didn't throw away and left a bigger edge on. And there's the ephemera at the side with one of the dragonflies. I see the leaves, all the different colors on there. Yeah, I kind of like that. And the and aren't those the cutest stamps? They're really good for an almost grungy layout. Well, I guess it is a little grungy. And then the little, oh, this is the one at the top. I forgot about it. Oh, and that gold thing there, it is one of 3 that was from an old sheet of Teresa Collins that I had fussy cut forever ago. And there's the last little cluster, and those little raindrop things, dewdrops, aren't they the cutest? But that's it. That's my layout. If you leave a comment below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so very much. But have a happy, scrappy week. Have fun checking out the playlist, sketches, and layouts. Bye.